Okay, yeah. So let's start quickly. So I'm going to just first run us through the slides for today. So the aim for this particular class, so this class is a continuation of last week's class, where we were looking at data sets, data frame, with Python Pandas. So what we are still learning is Python Pandas, to actually learn our data science. So the course outline is first we'll revise previous class, what we actually learned from previous class. So I'm trying to admit a console. I think that's Macoridi. So then data type, then how to detect data type, then also how to change index of data type. So pretty much what we're doing today is just around data type, So I'm just going to run through the slides so that you can have an idea of what to expect for this particular class. So again, our class will not be longer than 30 minutes, not longer than 30 minutes, and that's because we are trying to be very effective with some of the things that we do. So let me admit Uday just joined. Okay, so that's pretty much the outline for today. So we're going to also look at some people having issues with installing Jupyter Notebook. So for the sake of this class, you're going to be using it online. You're trying it online. So that's how you just go to jupyter.org/try. That you get it online. So you're also expected to download it. So you have it locally on system. Install it locally on system. So but that link is actually jupyter.org/install. And that will take you to the page where you can actually install it. So there are stepwise, process, as to installing Jupyter on your system. So for the sake of this class, we will be having it online. So I admitted faculty. Okay. Faculty, can you confirm that in the class? And Ode, please confirm that in the class. Submit yourself and can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So Ode, okay, he's trying to dial in his mic. Okay, we continue. So I mean, if you still have issues with installing Jupyter Notebook, I mean, we have to fix that. So, but for sake of this class, we'll be doing our right now our course online. So yeah, just go to jupyter.org/try, jupyter.org/try. All right. Then okay, so yes, I'm going to do a revision of previous class. So we'll start the class proper. Revision of previous class, where we looked at mean, median, and mode, and one of the illustration, or in fact, we had the classwork whereby we were able to apply one of the one of the mentioned analysis of data type, which is mean, median, mode. So we're going to be using mean, median, mode in the future. So actually, it's going to be one of the tools we use in analyzing our data. So, knowing, detecting data type, detecting if the data can be useful and all of that. So I'm going to give us just 2 minutes. So this is 12:03. So by 12:05, so 2 minutes to. So first, Victor, go. Please run us to between these two data types, between these two data rather, that is AODV30 and DSDV30 from previous class, from previous class. Which one is a better data to use and why? So unmute yourself, please.
Okay, from last week class, we were able to conclude that the DSV30 is a more better data set to use because we can easily see the the trend. Like there's a, how should I put it now? For a while we can see there's uh, a kind of a level of consistency. Yes.
Okay.
There's a level of consistency at some points. So I think that was one of the major reasons why we said DSD V30 is a more better data set to use.
Faculty, what is your own explanation or understanding from the previous class, as to analyzing these two data sets?
From the previous class, he actually said when you're looking at it, it's not easy to, to differentiate or explain the differences in it, but at least, well, like, you need to get some valuable data before you can, ascertain that this set of this data set are different in, in nature or stuff like that.
So Ode is trying to join. I think it's fine difficult to join, and the other students are trying to join. And, it's probably the internet. So okay, we'll just try and I'll just try and explain this again. While we are expecting all the students to join, and then we'll move on from there. So these two data sets, AODV30 and DSDV30, they are two different data sets, and we're looking at which one is actually best to use. Which one can we use? For probably in a particular scenario, real life scenario. And like I said, this was actually an assignment given to a student in studying data science in one of the schools in the UK. First, let's look at the parameters of this data set. We have the received rate, we have the packet received, we have the number of syncs, we have the routing protocol, we have the transmission power. And so one thing that is not actually on. So if you look at the x-axis and the y-axis, so all of these parameters are supposed to be on the y-axis. But if you look at the x-axis, I should probably show you the graph. I mean the data itself, because it was actually data that was plotted on this particular graph. You understand? So on the data, the x-axis is actually simulation seconds. So you are plotting received rate against simulation seconds. You are plotting packet received against simulation seconds. You are plotting number of sync against simulation seconds. You are plotting all this is probably difficult to connect. You are plotting routing protocol against simulation seconds. You are plotting transmission power against simulation seconds, and that's pretty much what amounted to this particular graph that we see here. So, but if you look at some of them are actually constant all through. Like if you look at the color yellow, yeah, and that's actually for the number of sync. It's just 10. It's just above 10. 10 actually all through. If you look at color green, it's actually 0 all through. If you look at color brown, that's transmission power, it's actually between 5 and 10 all through. So those ones are constant. So we cannot use that particular parameter to determine if AODV30 is better than DSDV30. So we have to now look at the ones that are actually changing per time, that's per simulation second, and that's received rate and packets received. And so, but there's a relationship between received rate and packet received rather, and that's simple. Receive rate is equal to the number of packets received over time. So how am I able to know that? I just looked at this particular graph and I noticed that the blue is a receive rate, and the packet received, that's the orange, also on the graph. When I look at both of them, the movement of both going up and down is actually the same. It's actually the same. It's just that the packet received is above of the received rate. That's the only difference. This packet is above of the received rate. So obviously, I know that there's a relationship between these two. The relation between these two. And look at when you hear rate generally in mathematics, when you hear maybe the rate of change of something, maybe speed for instance now, speed is the rate of change of distance with time. Understand? So speed is equal to distance over time. So in this case too, the receive rate is obviously, or it has to be, the number of packets received per time per simulation seconds, and that's exactly how I'm able to get that. Okay, receive rate and packets received are actually directly proportional, and that is why they are the same. That is, the movement are the same, even if their data, I mean the value of per time is actually different, but the movement, so their movement is actually in the same pattern. You understand? So, and that's that. Trying to analyze the parameters. You understand? So now comparing these two data sets now. So this thing I just explained, happens, or we can see it in both data sets. That is for AODV30 and DSDV30. You understand? So, but the difference between these two is, okay, now leaving AODV30, looking at DSDV30, you will notice that there are some parts that are actually consistent when you look at it. So for the received rate, for instance, that's the orange one, you see that between 108, that is simulation second, that's the x-axis, 108 to 117, there is some level of consistency is leveled there. You understand? Also, if you look at between 117 and 135, level of consistency there for both receive rate and packet receive. You know, so as from 144 to up to about 162, then you see from 171 to 180. So those level of consistency, you know, shows that compared to AODV30, DSDV30 is actually a better data set to use. Now, when we talk about consistency, you know, then we're now looking at the mode. So that's how we're able to relate it with mean, median, mode. So we said mean is just like the average, is the average. You know, median is like the middle number, you know, the middle number, while mode is like, you know, consistency, really, you know, of a particular data set. So that's exactly, so with the mode now, so if you're trying to like describe this particular analysis that you have, you definitely have to use your mode. You understand? So because the DSDV30, the data set, you know, in DSDV30 is quite consistent compared to AODV30. Hence, DSDV30 is a better data set. So that was exactly the explanation given. So let's move on to our next slide, which is series data. So have we all launched have we gone to the link to access our Jupyter notebook? Okay, Ode is now in the class. Ode, can you signify if you are listening? I think we have about 2 minutes. Ode, can you signify if you are listening? If you can hear. I think his mic is mute. Ode, can you unmute your mic? Okay, let's just continue. So have we all checked? Have we all gone to the link? This link, jupyter.org/try. You know. So let me share the entirety of my screen. Let me share my screen. I need to be sure that all they can hear us. Okay, this is mine. I've lost connection. Let me reconnect. Can you see my screen? Can you see me on Jupyter? Can you see my Jupyter?
Yes, we can. I can, rather.
Yes.
So also go to your own Jupyter. If you're having any issues setting it up, please let us know so we can all fix it together. So are we there? Please signify if you have okay.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
My own is showing what's it called? Just the page without this in
without this
paper.
Okay, so you click on run 3 times. 3 to 4 times. I think 3 times. Okay. So you have it. Ode, are you on the same page? Okay. So now that we have that, let's first revise last class. Back to the slide now. In the last class, we started with series object. You know, first, you know, we looked at the type of data, you know, that we actually have. Okay, Ode can hear us. So that's fine. So we looked at the type of data, and we can see that we have 2 types of data really. You know, we have one-dimensional and multi-dimensional data. You know, so for one dimension, it's obvious that's a series object. So we have one-dimensional data, we have 2-dimensional data, we have 3-dimensional data. So from 2 and above, they are called multi-dimensional data. No, so we started with the one-dimensional data, which is actually the series object. So we looked at, you know, what series object is, you know, how we can actually declare series object. So let's start with that. So in your Jupyter, so do import pandas as PD.
We should do import pandas PD, right?
Yes, PD. Like that's exactly what we did last week. Import pandas as PD. So that's importation of data. You understand? You know, this class, what we are doing in this class is actually dataset, data frame with Python pandas. And so, but you know, I mean, to reach this, you have to first import data, analyze the data, you know, and then make sense out of the data. So on your Jupyter notebook, import pandas as PD. Import pandas as PD. So now that's you are trying to import. That's how you import your data. Then next line, that's you click enter to go to the next line. You have data is equal to the bracket. That's I think it's called the square bracket. You open the bracket 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have series 1. So series 1 now is the object. You understand? So is that the object name? So that series 1 can be anything, can be CodeCradle. In fact, change that object name to whatever you like. Series 1. So change. So in my own case, I'll just use series 1. So let me also work on my end. Data is equal to square bracket 1, 2, 3, 4.
Your import is not correct. Spell it well.
Thank you. I'm trying to. Some people are having issues connecting. I think guys messaging, sending the message to the. Okay, they are not actually. They've not actually installed. They've not installed the app. So okay, let me just put what you are going to be typing on the screen so you can see. So you're doing import pandas as PD. Data is equal to, you know, equal to that. So you do series 1 is equal to PD the series into bracket data. So like I said, series 1, please change series 1 to any other name that you like. Series 1 is actually the object name. It could be anything. So, but know that if you put series 1, if you declare series 1 as your variable or the object name here, then it means that you have to call series 1 under. If it was CodeCradle you declared, you must have to print, rather, you print CodeCradle here. Or can we please mute our mic, please? I think I might have got to change. I'm shocked. Can someone tell me what is wrong with my code?
DD series. The S is supposed to be a capital letter.
So like I said, you can change this. I'll put this as CodeCradle. And now let's point this. So if I put CodeCradle 1 here and I try to run my code, it doesn't make any sense because I have declared this variable as CodeCradle. So now if I try to, let me just run it so you can see. Okay, my Pandas is not connected. Oh, it is disconnecting. I have to refresh the page. Oh, for some reason my let me try. So on your end, does it work? Are we good? I'm trying to reload
Yes,
my own.
my end.
That's been open for a while, so I think it lost connection. Okay. Taking time to load. Okay, let's just continue. Let's continue. So that's that. So we have been able to import data. We have been able to declare a variable. We have been able to print that variable. Now, after printing it, you're going to see the data. Where you see the type of data. Type of data is 0, 1, 2, 3. You understand? This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So the next thing for us now is to learn how to detect a data type. That's the next thing for us, is to learn how to detect data type. You remember in last class we talked about uh, the data type, one-dimensional or multi-dimensional. Where we have one-dimensional is just series object, that's one-dimensional, and then we have two-dimensional, that's data frame, and then three-dimensional, that is panel data. So but for now we are still on one dimension, which is actually series object. So series object is what we have been working on. What you just did is actually importing and declaring series object. That's what we just did. So back to your, let me see if mine is fine now. Okay. Okay. So I have mine declared now. Okay, that's fine. So moving forward now. So now our aim now is to be able to detect data type. All right, be able to detect data type. So what you're going to do is the next line, you're going to have series one, and that's because initially that's for for the person that declared series one initially as a variable, as the object name. So if your object name is not series one, please you should change it to what your object name is. So in my case, my object name is CodeCradle. So I'm going to change mine to CodeCradle. So now I'm going to go to. So I say CodeCradle. Now we're trying to detect. Are we together? Are we together, please? Are we together? So it's still the same thing. Anyway, for us to actually pass this data that we imported, we said CodeCradle. In my own case, my own object name is CodeCradle is equal to pd.series then into bracket data. Then it was able to print this data here. So, but in this case now, we want to change this data type. Data type here, this first one is 0, 1, 2, 3. That's data type. We want to be able to change it to A, B, C, D. You understand? So this data type, that we want to be able to change it to A, B, C, D. That's changing data type. Before we even change data type, we want to first detect the kind of data that we have. We want to be able to detect it first. So please, in your Jupyter, just put type into bracket. Type into brackets. Man, I'll put CodeCradle for mine and I run. Have you done this, please? This is how you detect your data type. So remember, CodeCradle is the object name. Is the object name. So now, doing this, type into bracket CodeCradle. You're going to have pandas.core.series.series. Now this tells you that this is actually a series data. This is a series data. Remember that we are still working with a one-dimensional data. Here, a one-dimensional data. You understand? So, and one-dimensional data, we have series objects. You understand? So, by doing this, we're able to detect that this particular data type is actually a one-dimensional data, which is series object. Series object. That's why you can see series here. You can see series here. And so the next thing for us now is now be able to change data type. So first, we have been able to declare a data. We are still on one-dimensional. And then we move to the ability to be able to detect data type, which we have done. And now we have to look at how to actually change data type. So when I mean change data type, I'm saying on this end now, when we initially declared this particular data, in my own case, this is my series object. In my own case, CodeCradle, as the object name here, we have 0, 1, 2, 3. So our aim is to be able to change this 0, 1, 2, 3 to A, B, C. And so our aim now is to change data type, from 0, 1, 2, 3 to A, B, C. So to do that, I'll put my object name, CodeCradle, is equal to pd.series, just pretty much what we did from the beginning. Then you have data, comma. Now, I want to now tell it to change from 0, 1, 2, 3 to ABC. So now we have to now state the index. Remember that, back to Notepad, remember that for the particular declared object name here, declared data type here, 0, 1, 2, 3 is actually the type, it's actually the index type. So we're trying to change the index type of this particular data. Index type here is just 0, 1, 2, 3, numerical. This is a numerical index type. And so, but our aim is to change this 0, 1, 2, 3 to an alphabetical index type. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So you're going to have, after you have done data command, then you have index is equal to square bracket. Index is equal to square bracket A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D. Please let me know if you're having any issues, please. As soon as you have this, you do this, then you can now run. So I want to be sure that we're all on the same page. If I run it. I'm going to deliberately wait for some students. About 5 of them, they are logged outside. They find it difficult to join with the link. I'm going to send them the unique code for this class. So we might run more than 12:30. Are we on the same page, please? Are we good?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We have 10 minutes left for this class. Let me. Okay, so run our code, please. Run the code. What do we have? What do we have? Mr. Victor, what do you have? We're able to change data type. Oh, they were able to change the data type.
I've run, but I've not seen any results yet.
Okay. So, but have you declared? Did you try printing your? So after you don't stop here. You understand? This is just you're just telling, you know, your Jupyter that you want to change data type from numerical to this particular index. That is, you want to change your index type to this A B C D. Then you now come to the next line and now declare. Okay, I just admitted. I know you're trying to change for a while now. Then we'll now declare CodeCradle. Yeah. Okay, Ode is still in. Victor is out. Okay. I think he's having a connection issue. We'll now declare this before you run. So you must declare your object name before you run. Else you not get anything. So when I do this now, it has changed for me. So now I've been able to change the index type. Yeah, it has changed. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Index type from numerical to alphabetical. Some people actually just new to Zoom. You find them connecting, but they don't dial in their mic. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. You know, as a class work, they're going to run through this again from the beginning. That is combining last class and this class from the beginning, where you import your data. So in your own case now, don't import 1, 2, 3, 4. Change your data that you're going to import. It could be 2, 4, 6, 8. You understand? So, but just make sure that it's still series data. You know, so it could be 2, 4, 6, 8. It could be 3, 5, 7, like that. So do that. Quickly, that'll be your class work for another 3 minutes, and then we end the class.
It means we're changing the ABCD to maybe 4, 5, 6, 8.
No, I'm even saying from the beginning. You know, this ABC is after we have changed the index type. So outside from the beginning, that is from the part where you import pandas as PD data, change your data to do for. After that, you print that particular object name. Then you now go to the place where you detect the data type. After which, then you now change your index. Let's
Okay.
type.
Let's
Do that. Then you share your screen. So hold the first, share your screen while you're doing that so that we can all see. Everybody can see, and Emmanuel too can see. So Emmanuel, say something. You're just joining. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So you are actually running off the class. We actually decided to wait for you so that at least you can join today, and from next week you can join earlier. You have been struggling with joining the class, and that's I think it's due to the link or something. So, but welcome. So today you have been able to. So first, obviously, I expect that you have gone through previous classes, where we, so the point we are now, we're looking at data type, data frame. We're looking at, one-dimensional data, two-dimensional data. So first, before all of that, the tool we are using, what we're learning is actually Python Pandas. So you are learning data science, using Python Pandas. So data science pretty much is getting a raw data, analyzing the data, making sense out of the data, and then using it in a real life scenario to actually solve a problem. That's exactly what we are doing here in data science. So in CodeCradle, we have been able to carefully deduce a curriculum that, irrespective of your state in mathematics, you can still comprehend what we are doing here. So far, it has been very, very simple. Yeah, I mean, anybody can actually follow this class because data science generally is actually mathematical. I'm not going to lie, it's a mathematics. It has to do with a lot of mathematics. But we have been able to find a way to deliver the training in a way that anybody can comprehend it. So without prior knowledge of mathematics or any, you don't have to be really good in mathematics to be able to comprehend this class. And that's a good thing. That's one of the values that we're trying to render. So first, you need to know what you're learning. So you are learning data science, which was one of the things that we said in the previous class. And the reason why we are learning data science is because our aim is to produce the next set of data scientists in Africa, that can actually participate in big tech, that can actually build products, artificial intelligence, do a lot of things with machine learning, do a lot of things with data science generally, to solve major problems in Africa. So I think there is the time where I can show you some of the things that we are working on, in-house in CodeCradle. We just trying to connect again
Okay.
in CodeCradle. And so we have a sister company called Grid Data Manager Ltd. And what they do basically is their aim really is their business is their products are around data aggregation and security. So when I say data aggregation, so they deploy products whereby they help businesses to become scalable, and profitable by deploying data-oriented softwares. You understand? So we can have ERP, that is enterprise resource planning softwares. We can have some form of artificial intelligence that help them interact with their customers, collect data, put it in the ERP, make use of the data, analyze the data, give them business insights and all. So that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what our sister company does. So they are working on a project now called the Safe Grid AI, which is pretty much a monitoring and data infrastructure artificial intelligence, for Africa to fight against COVID-19. I'm just going to just show you a short video. So the aim of this class really, one of the things I planned for this class is I want us to be able to just look at the development process and the structure, that the developers in Grid Data Manager use, because they share that with us, so that we can be able to show our students what is obtainable, really. You understand? The system is actually very, very complete. It's a complex system. Looking at the back end, it's huge and it's going to make a lot of impact in Nigeria. Let me just go to the video. So Victor is back on. We have less than 5 minutes for this class now. So let me just show.
Okay.
So don't worry, this particular video will be available on YouTube. You can always. Okay, so Emmanuel, you need to install Jupyter. So let's go to jupyter.org/try.
Jupyter.com/what?
Yeah. Okay. That's here.
Okay.
Jupyter.org/try.
Okay.
Jupyter.org/try.